In this lesson titled Creating Data Labels, we're in Workbook Lesson 13, Analyze Data, and we're on Worksheet tab, Data Table. A data table quickly lets you look up information on a table. The example we're going to use is for a car loan. We can work out with some numbers we have what our actual car loan payment would be, but we would like a quick way to look up different variables in a table to see what our payment might be at a slightly higher or lower interest rate, or maybe we want a little bit more or a little less principal. The best way to learn what data tables are all about is simply to create one. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to make this easier. I'm going to click my plus a few times on my zoom and scroll over to the left. And we can see here that we already have some information. We have a rate, a principal, and the amount of months that we're going to have for this loan. And down here, we've listed exactly what is needed for the payment function. This payment function, PMT, is quite simple. It allows you to generate information for a loan. In order to make a data table, you first have to have a master formula that your data table is based on. And we're going to put the answer right here in the top left corner. That's where it needs to be in your data table. So let's start that master formula right now. We're just going to say equals PMT. We can see that gets recognized right away. I'm going to use tab to accept the highlighted one. And it formatted it for me and gave me my first parentheses. And you can see down here on the screen tip, it's asking first for what the rate is. Well, the rate right here is 3%. So I'm just going to simply use B4 for my rate. Now, a rate always includes how many times a year that rate will be used. So you can see down below here the rate, this percentage, and I have divided by 12 because that's the most common, 12 payments a year, one payment a month. I'm going to use that, divide by 12. Now if these were quarterly payments, I could just put a 4 in there, or if you only pay once a year, we would just put a 1 in there. So I'm going to say a comma in order to move us to the next variable, and you can see here that it's asking for the next variable, and that's the number of payments. So the number of payments is going to be 60 months, so I'm just going to click here to pick up B6 and then a comma again, and it moves us forward. Now it's asking for PV, which is the principal value, the principal amount, and the principal we want for our loan is $10,000. So I'll click that, and now we have everything it needs on our master formula. So I'm going to hit enter. And we can see here that at 3% for 60 payments to get $10,000, that would cost me $179.69 each month. In accounting format, this is red with parentheses. It's showing us that this is a negative number. And it truly is a negative number. It is the amount that you are paying. It's not the amount that you're getting. But if you wanted to see that as a positive number, we can edit this. I'll double click. And here on our principal value, I'm just going to put a negative symbol in front of B5 and then hit enter to accept. And now we can see it as a positive number. So now we're ready to actually create our data table based on this master formula right here. So the way we do that is we highlight the complete table, including our master formula. I'm going to scroll over a little bit so we can show all of this, and then I'm going to zoom out just enough so we can see it all here. So now we want to go to our data tab. We go to what if analysis, and this time we choose data table. It just wants to know two things. Where are we getting the master number for everything I see in the rows? And where is the master number for everything I see in the columns? So here on the row, so I have all of my percentages coming across here. Where are those master percentage coming from? Where is that master percentage coming from in the formula? It's right here on B4. And on column input, it wants to know where is the master variable that represents all of these column variables. And that's right here, the principal, B5. So I say OK, and it puts in all of these numbers for me. Now, these numbers aren't formatted, so these are just raw numbers, so they might not look very clean here, but we can easily clean them up. So I'm going to select just these numbers here that I want to fix, and I'm going to come over here on the Home tab and come to Decrease Decimals. And I'll click that maybe just a couple of times until that looks a little better. I can also put dollar signs in front of those. I can click right here and make that accounting format. As well as over here, we could also make that accounting format. We can look across now very easily and say at 0.375%, if I wanted $1,100, I would be paying $185.09 per month. You can see how valuable a table like this can be. And the whole secret is you set up your master formula in the corner of your table. The other data you're using for the master formula can be anywhere else, but the answer to your master formula is here. And then your data table function simply wants to know where the master number is for these percentages and where the master number is for your principal. Let's take a look at a little bit other formatting we can do here. How about color bars? So I'm going to come over here to my Home tab, make sure I'm there, go to Conditional Formatting, and choose Color Scales. And I think we'll use this second one here, which is red, yellow, green. So our low numbers are green, and as our numbers get higher, they get more and more red, with yellow kind of being in the middle. So here's a look at creating data tables by putting a master formula in the top left corner.